Do you know what this is? This is a sandstone block. And this is my frozen guardian farm, complete with monument below. And I think this could be a pretty cool setup for the wall, especially because going across is basically a chunk, right? It's 16 blocks. That's exactly how far it is from the middle to the first row. From there to there. So on the 4 sides, I guess it is, we could have this pattern pretty easily. And then if we wanted to, for the other ones that are only 10, well, we just need to take maybe 3 blocks off either side. The other thing that I've noticed is down here, right, where the writing is, which is about 4 and off. If we treat this as the floor, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then another floor. Look what we have here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Floor, another floor. So how cool would it be to maybe bury this here? We'll only see that part when we're inside because this is below ocean level out here. And then the creeper face would be sitting kind of right on top of it with 2 or more up from there. And then if we really wanted to, maybe we just top it off with that again for height. But I think it'd be cool to come up with basically a block palette like this to make the ice fortress out of. And what I'm thinking is we use either some deep black stone for this area to make it very, very dark, or we use the blue ice in here for the face and the writing, right? Make this out of like this. How we have regular ice and packed ice. We throw in a little bit of blue ice. Suddenly we have this kind of gradient that we can play with pretty nicely to get some of these shades and tones. And then we can use the rest to kind of make it, well, maybe we just use regular ice for this part. But we can definitely mix in some stone and other things. So I'm at the Guardian Farm here. And I think I'm going to start playing with that. Maybe on this wall, just because it has the fewest number of icebergs to deal with, minus that one over there. But yeah, we got a big one in the corner, but this whole corner is off. And since this is a 16 block area right here, and then the smaller one, I think it'll be fun. Want to experiment with that and see if we can make something kind of cool. Little ice fortress. Let's do it. That minus the snow already looks so much nicer. It looks like it's a thing that exists here. We have 2 corner towers up and ready to go. We're getting a little ice fortress design going on with this block, kind of as some inspiration. We'll actually see this showing up in a little while, but we get the other ones going. And my goal here is to get one wall up so that we can see what it looks like, make sure we like it, get a good feel for it. And then I'm going to work on setting up these other spawn points for the Guardians. Let them all run, because while I'm on that side, duplicating what's over here, they can start fishing me up some stuff. So yeah, we're going to get started here. What I need to do next is bring up and measure from this tower to where a somewhat centralized tower will be. It should fall right on top of the spawn point that's over there, but I just want to make sure. And one of my go-to tricks for making sure we get to the right spot is, instead of remembering to count out, because real counting with Axie is not exactly the most entertaining thing to do. Right? So we know we have the magic. It's the blocks in our hands. We can pre-measure how much those are, and I don't have to think about it. You don't have to think about it. Nobody has to think about it. So we will just throw those down. And I'm fully expecting these lights to play a little bit of havoc with this, but that'll be okay. Right there. 22. So the next tower needs to start actually where this last block is. And that should almost key right up on top of this guy here with the blackstone. Right? So if we were to go a 1, a 2, a 3, and a 4. Voila. Like magic. So I'm going to finish erecting this tower here, and then we're going to work on what the wall between is going to look like, and I think you guys are really going to like it when we get all done. It's actually going to be 3 levels deep with some fancy designs, at least on the one side. I'm going to get to stacking. See you soon. I need a lot of this. Now, over here is the packed ice. Over here is regular ice. You can make this for free with just some more water, but we also need to start working towards clearing this out. But I need something like 7 stacks for each part of the wall. So there's a lot of this going on right now, but it's okay. The nice thing about working in a cold tundra like this, oh man, free ice farm. That's right. Ice farm, because we're building our walls, and these are going to come up pretty nice once we get this all working. Let me collect up this ice real quick before it despawns on me, because we need it. We'll let the next level start freezing, but we have the first 2 sections of what our wall will be really framed out. Now you could say, well, Axie, it's just ice, right, with some Oreo crumb towers. That's true. And I got these towers over here because if you remember, I was saying that I want to get these operational so that while I'm on that side of the monument space, these can actually be doing something for me. I have almost no intention of doing any of the farms over there anyway, so this works. So yeah, we got these done. Next up, I'm going to take some more of the blackstone, and I have a nice little pattern that we're going to come in here. It's going to look, how can I describe it? Like ribbons falling, or like curtains. Like a curtain fall of sorts. And then because our original inspiration, our idea to make it into a fortress was this little sandstone block, I think what we're going to do is we're going to put this block on that face. So the idea here is we'll have the ribbon and the ribbon with the little Minecrafty face, sandstone block face there and over there. And the 2 in the middle, well, we'll kind of see what fits there. We might mix it up, although I have it kind of even now as far as the towers go. Still need to see about putting a tower on that side, and over there, and in the middle on that side. A lot of blackstone. But we went through about half a shulker's worth just getting this up, and that's only like 1 row of the walkway. And we still have to do this. Now, the blackstone that I'm going to be using just for this middle part here is something like 400 pieces. Yeah, that's a lot. So we're going to do it because I'm going to put the pattern front and back of it. So I'm going to take a quick break from working on this, and we'll come back and we'll see how it looks once we make a little bit more progress. We have phantoms. That's what we have. We have a wall. So phase 1 is good to go. We're going to start building that creepy face next for what we have coming over here. I want to make sure that we're keeping things a little level because I think it gives it a nice baseline. So we'll stick up here at the top, and this one's going to be kind of interesting. We're going to build straight across to start. We'll have to move our scaffolding as well. All right, we need to make sure we have the middle of this all set. So let's go ahead and just do a quick count of that. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. That's right up to 25. Good stuff. We'll count 10 from this side as well. All right, we have 10 from the left, 10 from the right. That block is the de facto center from back here. We have the frame for what we're going to work on. The next thing that we need to do is replicate this over here. We're going to start with this bottom part, which we know is going to be at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 high. May or may not be a little higher than that. We're going to see, because when we go to build this face, I'm actually going to basically duplicate it. So each block we see here at the top, I want it to be twice that scale, which means this is actually 4 here. So this is going to be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 tall at a minimum to start with. But in order to do that, we're going to put in a little bit of a bridge or another platform here to help separate it right in the middle. And that's going to need some slabs. I don't have any slabs. Let me grab some slabs and we'll get to it. Back with the slabs ready to rock it. Let's head up. We're going to start and just basically get us all the way up. This is actually going to help us count quite a bit. So I know I've got 3 to go to my floor. We're going to start there. Now what we want to know is, where do we have to get to 10? And we can use a set scaffolding block to make sure that we get at least the 10 up, right? We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And in theory, this is going to be the bottom section. So if I put scaffolding, now we're going to actually count those. We'll grab that. We'll grab another set of 10. And let's just make sure, because if you remember our block, we're doubling it. Let's make sure that we have enough room for all 10. And that should take us all the way up to the roof. And it does. Beautiful. Now we can get up here and do whatever it is we need to do, coming up and down from our canvas. Let's call it a canvas. So I'm going to double check what we're doing here. Now the creeper face, standard creeper face, is going to be that 2 wide. So it's actually going to be 4 wide. And we have an odd number here to work off of. So we're going to have to either offset it slightly or do some funny math to really make that work. Well, this is an interesting conundrum, isn't it? All right, so this is going to be where the floor is. That needs to go the whole way. But I want it to start a little different. And this is going to give us a, not quite a ridge, but it's going to give us a little bit of a pattern. Help break this up quite a bit. All right, so we're going to do 3. And then that'll be a 4th. So we'll run a 3 on this side too. 1, 2, and 3. 4th. And this is where that off-filtered set is going to come in. We'll do 1, 2, 3 and drop. Not me. We're dropping blocks, not Axie. We have a couple of lights we could throw in here. And the primary block we're going to use is actually going to be this little cyan. We're going to take advantage of those being full blocks. I want to grab every other, including the middle. Now the soul lanterns don't give us a tremendous amount of light, but they do help light it up a little bit. And more importantly, they don't melt ice. So that's going to be a nice addition for us. And then if we wanted to add in some of the lettering, this is where things get hazy, because this to me looks like giant blobs. So I could texture it potentially with different gradients to get this to look a little more like this. But what I was thinking is, what if we just kind of baked it a little bit, right? We'll come 1 up, 1 off. Let's do this. We're going to drop 2 in here. We're going to drop 2 in here. We're going to drop 2 up here. Going to give us a nice zigzag. Let's go throw 3 or 4 this way. Fantastic. And for what's going to be kind of this last letter, I want to make it a little bigger, but similar in shape. I think what we're going to do is we're going to come over this way. I don't want it to be a Z necessarily, but, and yeah, is it exact? No. Is it unique? I think so. We just don't want things spawning all over the place. So we'll throw in a few more of those soul lanterns. Here's our lettering. There it is up on the board. So I think we kind of capture it. Is it exact? Not necessarily, but I think it speaks to what it is. And this one kind of pops up a little bit. Maybe we should pop it up. But I think if we do something here, it's just going to be really, really close to that one. Certainly can, though. I can see it. Looks like some Mojang of sorts. I could probably look up what the actual Mojang language, Minecraft language, the little letters we see on things like sandstone or enchanting tables, and maybe actually pull those in here and make a secret message. We'll see about that. All right, the last little bit is going to be our conundrum. We have an odd space with an even build. Don't know how we can make that into an uneven thing. Because if we were to do, and I can show you, we keep this as the center focus. The first thing we would do is the feet. And here's an axie trick for you on building kind of organically. We don't necessarily plan everything out, and our plans don't always work out. So we can start with what we know to be the baseline framework, and then we can expand it, shrink it, or change it so that it fits your needs and your build with what works for you. And I'm going to show you mine a little bit here with this. We have our odd count, right? So if we were to start on either side of what that odd count would be, it actually gives us a pretty wide base, and the standard creeper face would just go up by those like 2-ish blocks. We can actually go up a third since we split that as a third, and then we'll come this way. We'll do this 2 rows, and then it's going to cut in. Again, it's 2 rows. Now from here, the eyes touch on the corner. So in order to kind of keep this looking a little more what you would expect, we can actually do this at like a big 4x, 1, 2, 3, over, block those in. Then we could do like this and actually use that as part of its eye. I need more concrete. All right, grab another stack of concrete and let's do the rest of this. We're gonna go up and finish the part of the creeper eye, if I can get down to it. All right, so we'll do the same thing kind of on the other side. We're gonna do not quite square, right? So it's gonna be like a 4x4 on this side. Let's see what we can do for 4x4 on this side. That's where our light will go. Boom. And get some scaffolding out this way. So now that we have that done, I'm actually gonna tear down my scaffolding here. Back over to our block. Here is our reference. There is the build. We got to thicken up his lines a little bit. Let's add that in there. Once again, reference, build. Yeah, I need to take away those two. Reference, result. Well, that's actually come out pretty well, all things considering. Huh. We can definitely add some of those snow layers to the bottom to really help frame that in. This is a good use of understanding how block placement works when things want to go. You either connect it to the side of an existing block or you stack it on top of it. And since you can only stack specific things in specific ways, sometimes if you can't reach the top of a block, but you can reach the block to its side, this is a really handy trick. I use this all the time for things like torches and hard to reach areas that maybe you can't even stand in or next to, especially on Bedrock where we can't crawl, like under trapdoors. Being able to just stack on top of itself is a really handy feature to have. We're just about out of snow. We'll have to grab some more snow, not that we don't have any around us, and finish that off. Here we are with it finished. Look how fantastic that looks. That is so sharp. Powdered snow on the bottom, help keeping it mob proof, and really tying it into the rest so well. So well. This is looking great. I love the way the creeper face looks up there. Along with that, it really accents off of that sandstone block. And we have pretty much the wall done. So we'll replicate this on that side since they're really the same. Then we have a choice to make. We can go up this side similarly, or that side similarly, but they're not going to be necessarily evenly matched, and I'm not sure if I want all four sides to look like a big circle or loop. We might come up with a different pattern for the front and back. Maybe we'll just do something more like this for both of those, and leave the creepy face to the, what, that north and south? Yeah, north and south walls only. So we can go do this. But this is looking great, and I can't wait to work on the rest of it. I think I'll do that a little bit later and show that off the next time. Before I start working on that side, though, I need to get these pods operational, because when I'm working over there, they'll actually be on and generating loads and loads of supplies. Well, that's going to do it for me on today's episode with the Ice Fortress. We did such a great job. We have so much wonderful progress, and we have a truly fantastic set of builds coming up here. I can't wait to work on the rest of it. I will be back in about a week or so with the next bit of it. That's going to be it. This is Axiom saying goodbye.